Hi, welcome to Elizabeth's Kind Cafe. I'm Elizabeth Katzman, and today I am joined by raw food chef Corinne Rice. Hi Corinne, thanks for being here today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So you're a raw food chef, you're certified, and where did you get your certification?
I went to Matthew Kenny Academy in Oklahoma City.
Okay. And you've been at this for a while?
Yes. I went to school the beginning of last year, but I've been into raw foods for about 3 or 4 years now.
And what led you down this path?
For health reasons. Growing up I was very unhealthy, and after high school I partied a lot and did a lot of damage to my body, and this is kind of my way of
repairing.
Yes.
Yeah. And in addition to raw foods, you also do something called a raindrop technique?
Yes, raindrop technique, or some call it raindrop therapy, which is the application of essential oils along the spine and the bottoms of the feet. And it's healed many things for many people. A lot of things are said to collect in the spine, and so the essential oils are able to sort of break things up and get them moving and
interesting.
Get the detoxification process flowing.
So you offer that, you offer personal chef services,
yes,
classes, and everything that you have going on. Where can we find that?
CorinneRice.com.
Okay, we can go on there for your schedule, where to find you if anybody needs personal chef services or if they're interested in your classes.
Yes.
Okay, and also you've got a vegan pop-up dinner going on.
Yes, it's a raw vegan pop-up dinner. It's called Chartreuse, and it is 4 courses. Each course is served with a 1 ounce shot of different juices that are paired with the course from Drought Juice, which is a raw juice company out of Plymouth. Some of the events will have live music. They're usually in an art gallery, and they will be once a month.
Yeah, we went last month and it was incredible, and I plan on going every month. The food was amazing. I couldn't believe what you were able to do. I mean, without a real kitchen. I mean, I know it's raw, but still the space is limited, and you really pulled it together unbelievably well.
Thank you.
It was great. And then next month is going to be March 22nd?
Yes. It's a Thursday night from 6 to 8 p.m. at a place that's not open yet called Sacra Tea. It's in Midtown in Detroit off of Woodward.
Okay. And that's going to be 4 courses as well, along with the drought juice, or?
This one's actually going to be 5 courses.
Wow.
The 5th course is sort of just an extra treat, and Sacra Tea is throwing in some tea for all the guests, and then also some to take home to kind of promote their business. So.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, it's really special. The food is special, and the atmosphere and the music and everything is really unique, and it's great to have that in Detroit.
Thank you.
And what are we going to make today?
Today we are going to make some spicy Mexican chocolate brownies that are dipped in a vanilla bean, lime, white chocolate sauce. I
can't even imagine how this is going to go down, so I'm curious. Let's see how we are going to put it together.
So we've got some walnuts.
Okay.
And some medjool dates that have been pitted.
Yeah, dates are amazing for desserts.
Yes.
I mean, all the time.
So good. And then I've got some raw cacao powder.
Okay. And cacao instead of cocoa, just to clarify it.
So cacao is where cocoa comes from. It's just basically the unsweetened version. Cacao starts off in a bean, which grows inside of a fruit. So it's actually the seed of a fruit, but it's called a cacao bean. And so they grind that into a powder basically to get the cacao powder.
And it's raw?
It's raw,
okay.
Yes. Okay. And so basically what's making this a Mexican chocolate is the cinnamon.
Okay.
And then I'm going to add a little bit of chipotle to give it a little bit of spice.
Yum. And I'll post all of the ratios and the full recipe on the website, so you'll know exactly what the proportions are, so don't stress out if you're not writing it down. And then we're gonna...
So we're gonna blend this in the food processor. And I noticed that with these dates, they're really dry, so a lot of times that's not going to be enough moisture. And so we're going to add a little bit of agave nectar to kind of get that blended better.
Do you soak them first ever, or do you?
Not for this recipe. Sometimes for the recipes I will. Okay.
Yeah, that looks good.
So now you'll take about a tablespoon of this into your hand, and we're gonna roll that into a ball.
Okay. And why do you like raw food instead of cooked?
The way it makes me feel,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's
You just
how I
have
feel
more
as well.
energy.
You just kind of have to. When I tell people, I say you just kind of have to try it to know. You just feel so much better.
Right, right, and you can't really explain
No,
how much
right.
better you feel. A lot of people don't realize how horrible they feel until they start eating raw, and they go, "Whoa, I didn't used to feel this good," you know?
Right. And for people that don't want to get bogged down with all the nutritional information or the why and what body part is this good for or not good for, I just feel like, you know what, just try eating raw, and just if you feel better, then that's all that counts.
Right,
You know?
right. So what we'll do next is skewer the brownies, and this will this recipe will make about 20
Okay.
of these little balls. So for the white chocolate sauce, I've got some cacao butter here, and that is basically the cacao nibs have been heated to cacao beans have been heated to a certain temperature, and at that point the fat separates. So the cacao butter is all fat, and it's what we make raw white chocolate with, or
And-
even cooked white chocolate, I believe, comes from the cacao butter.
And you just have to melt it. And in order to keep it raw, how do you melt it?
Just with hot water from the from your faucet in your kitchen. Your
Okay.
sink. Okay. So we're going to use agave nectar, and I would normally, even though it's not raw, I normally use maple syrup. But with the white chocolate, maple syrup is so dark, it makes it look
Oh, okay.
not as much
So
like
it's
white
more
chocolate.
for aesthetics.
Correct, yes. And then this right here is cashew flour.
Okay.
So you can grind cashews in a Vitamix or a coffee grinder to get it into a flour, and you'll actually have to sift it to get it really fine.
Okay. So you can't buy it?
I've never seen it. You might be able to.
I haven't.
Okay.
So for people that, some people don't use agave and then they can use maple syrup instead, it just won't be
Yes.
white.
Correct.
Okay.
It'll just be a little bit darker.
Okay. A little vanilla.
Okay.
And is vanilla raw? Vanilla extract? or
Vanilla
is it?
extract is it's mixed with alcohol, so the alcohol is not.
Okay.
But it's one of those things that raw
Right,
foods still
yeah,
use.
yeah.
Okay. So we'll just whisk this together.
I mean, like anything, it's difficult to do 100%, not
Right.
necessary. I mean,
Most spices and seasonings
Right.
aren't raw, but you're using such a small amount.
Right.
that- Okay. And then we're going to add a little bit of lime zest and lime juice to this as well,
and you're gonna put that in the,
in the white chocolate.
okay. Yeah, I like the combination of a little bit of citrus and chocolate.
Yeah, it's
The
really
sweet
good.
and the citrus.
This is the first time I've played around with it, but I really like it.
My son actually has such an amazing sense of taste, and he doesn't like orange juice, so even if I do a little zest in things, he can taste it immediately.
And he doesn't like it? How old is he?
He just turned 5.
That's so funny.
I can't even taste it in there. I don't know how he does.
Okay.
So a little bit of zest.
So a little bit of zest and then a little bit of the juice.
Okay.
We'll just whisk that together. What you want to do with the brownies once you've got them in the skewer is put them in the freezer for a couple hours, because this will harden at a colder temperature, and you
Okay.
want it to stay on there. So we've
And
got
do they
some-
need to be stored frozen?
They do
also?
not need to be stored frozen. They actually, everything that's in them could be stored at room temperature. There's nothing in there that needs to be refrigerated, but they are really good cold. Okay. So just take that And dip that in there.
And then you just put them right in the freezer.
Put them right in the freezer or even the refrigerator.
Or in the refrigerator, okay.
And I like to do a second coat too, so I'll let that kind of harden a little bit and then dip them back in.
Okay. Yeah, these are great. They're just enough to kind of satisfy your sweet tooth and
Yes.
yeah, not too much where you're gonna feel bogged down. Perfect.
There we go.
Okay, so that for your pop-ups, you're gonna, along with the 5 courses, then you're also gonna follow it with some sort of a dessert, something like this, or?
The dessert for the next, so every pop-up that I'm doing has a theme, in a sense. The first one was Italian food. This one's sort of like an Asian fusion.
Okay.
And so the dessert, I'm going to make some strawberry sushi.
Okay.
And top it with a cinnamon rose hip powder, and there'll be a caramel dipping sauce.
Incredible. So if you do a Mexican theme, then we might see something like this the next time.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay. So for all your information for your personal chef services and the raindrop technique, and everyone can see what you're doing at CorinneRice.com.
Yes.
And then also we have chartreusedetroit.com, is that right?
Yes, that's for the pop-up.
For the pop-up to register, okay. And you wanna, these are really becoming popular, so you wanna make sure you get your tickets in advance because the space is pretty limited and it's an incredible experience all around. The food's amazing, the atmosphere, the music, and you get a chance to see some really cool buildings in downtown Detroit. So thanks a lot for being here. I'll see you at the next pop-up.
All right, thank you.
And thanks for joining us at Elizabeth's Kind Cafe.